you know, just so that there's no confusion, corporate media and those in control of the media determines what's hip. Yeah, in the street, we do come up with these new styles, new techniques. It's a part of a developing culture. The progression of people in whatever the arts, whatever, sciences, whatever. But the conscious stuff is what got phased out. I'm getting hot, man. The conscious stuff got phased out. All right. But the killing, all of that, the murder music, they kept it. It did not disappear, my brother. And I think he know that. I think he just making excuses for why he fell off. What y'all think? Okay. So then it was also pointed out how he went from cop killer. Remember that was the rap song he was most known for. I think the Republican Party got shook and they was, oh, he killed, talking about killing police and all that. And then so I guess the system's counter to that was, well, let's go offer him a role in this TV cop series. And he could play a cop on TV and he won't be out there in the rap world talking about killing cops. And I think Joey said he been doing that role of Detective Tutuola, whatever his name is. They call him Finn in Law and Order SUV. And he's been doing that for 41 years. That's been his main bread and butter. That's how his check been cut. And you would think he would have matured. I know he in his 50s. I'm 56. He might be younger than me, could be older than me, but I know he in his 50s, right? He in the 50 and over crowd, right? You would think he would mature. Oh, I can't be hard. I can't get an audience. I got to be hard. I got to talk about killing and shooting people and busting heads to the white meat and all of that, man. Come on, man. Really? And then, you're lying. These kids out here talking about peeing in a cup and making his girlfriend. That's the baby out of Charlotte making his girlfriend drink the pee. And oh man, it's all kind of crazy stuff in hip hop today that's embraced and promoted by the corporate media, which determines what's popular by putting something in rotation. If you put something in rotation enough, you'll start singing it. Yeah, I kid you not. When I was a teenager, I worked at Cracker Barrel in Gastonia, North Carolina, right off of I-85, and I washed dishes, right, and bust tables. And of course they playing country music. And then sooner or later, you catch you can't help but know the songs, know the lyrics, know the beats and what have you. Okay? So they put any trash on the radio in heavy rotation and sooner or later y'all be talking about, oh, that's fire. Y'all hear that? Oh man, that's on man. It's just so easy how the human mind can be manipulated. So let me see what Kwabena had to say about it. And let me adjust my audio. Again, I'm trying a new system here set up, and I don't want to blast y'all, but Kwabena did leave a message. And you can leave one as well at 704-218-9194. Kwabena's a guest, and you might well call him a BTR News Black Talk Radio contributor. So I'm going to play his now.
Yeah, I just found it interesting when Ice-T, with his history, will call these rappers today soft and goofy. Maybe the goofy in too many cases, but in terms of being soft, I mean, just listen to the content of some of this music and what they're saying and the murderous lyrics, the misogynistic lyrics. And I don't know if I would consider that, or we should consider that soft. I would say they're dangerous, but Ice-T was dangerous. So Ice-T and his ilk around that time who were doing the gangster rap up in late 80s, mid to late 80s, early 90s, on into the 90s, those are the biological fathers in some cases, but ideological fathers of what he's calling soft and goofy rap today. We call it the vile, vulgar, and violent rap today. So, yeah, I don't know what Ice-T is tripping on concerning that. And, he's talking about these other rappers that some of which were, doing some of that golden age hip hop that we so appreciate, but today it's just horrible. But and that's why we got to keep doing what we're doing. We do the Clear the Airways project, And this is a project that's working to get off these radio stations and these other outlets music that demeans and degrades our people, that calls for us to be drug addicts, that uses offensive language terms to refer to African people, disrespects our women, and calls for us to shoot and kill each other. It has to stop. So check out our page, cleartheairwaysproject.org, or check us out on our other social media outlets, and work with us. Work with groups like us. We're trying to put a stop to this madness. This psychologically damaging the masses of our people, which leads to physical damage. And that's what they're pushing, that self-hate. So got to do some work on that end. Peace.
All right, so that was Quabna on the voicemail line for BTR News, giving me his thoughts because I was not able earlier to record our brief conversation, and so I just definitely, because I look at him as authority on hip hop, and he also got a hip hop show that comes on Friday night. So if y'all follow him on social media, Quabna Rasuli, but cleartheairwaysproject.org. Please check them out because they need some help. They need some help. And it's not about censorship. It's not like Ron DeSantis down there in Florida trying to cancel all black history and what have you and hide truths, you know. And then, I bet you that dude, his forefathers probably didn't even come over here to after the Civil War, and then they want to come over here and censor U.S. history. But we're not talking about that kind of censorship. We ain't telling clubs not to play it, although they shouldn't play it. That's maybe the reason why they keep getting shot up. You know what I'm saying? Type of programming that you programming the people with, right? And so it's just very important work, but we're not talking about censorship. It just shouldn't be on the publicly licensed airways, whether we're talking television or radio at certain hours. The rules are after 10 p.m., anything goes. Well, not anything goes, but more adult targeted content from 10 p.m. to 7 a.m. You know why? Because then the kids are up around 7 a.m. getting ready to go to school, what have you. Um, and then, they up throughout the day and they should be in bed by 10. And these radio stations do not self-regulate. They have no moral conscience in terms of the poison that they putting out over these publicly licensed, supposed to be regulated but not regulated airways. So it's just a very serious issue. So I very much appreciate Quabana and his thoughts on Ice-T trying to call that Tracy, these boys ain't soft. Like Quabana said, they dangerous, man. They dangerous. All right, so